Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my humble casa, my home and property here in Livingston, Montana. I've got the 30th of November of 2021. I do believe this is the last day of November. But anyway, it's something different today. I thought, this is a knife, not exactly a knife review, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to be showing you a Schrade knife that's at least 50 years old. I've owned it for just about that. Not quite 50 years, but I know I've owned it for exactly 47 years anyway. And then I'm going to show a new Schrade, and so maybe you can, compare like old school with new school or whatever here. Okay, here's my knife that's 50 years old. I wish this piece could talk. Believe you me, because it'd have a lot of stories to tell. Me and this knife have been around the block. Let me put it to you that way. We've walked for many a mile. Okay, there's that. And then here is this is a new Schrade that I just bought. This is supposed to be a bushcraft type knife. I got this off of Amazon and I got it shipped to my door for a $30 bill. Okay. Now, here is I do believe they call this a Frontier, but it's a SCHF 38. And there's two more knives in this Schrade series that are very similar to this, okay? Let me pop open this box that it comes in. And this knife is pretty stout because the spine is right around 1/4 of an inch thick. This is one of them knives that was meant for bushcrafting or beating on or batoning on or whatever have you. I don't believe in any of the above. I don't believe in beating on knives. Why? Get yourself an axe. Get yourself a hatchet. Get yourself a machete, but don't beat on a knife. Okay, let me get into this. Okay, first of all, this is a ballistic nylon sheath. There's nothing too special about it. Most of the reports, the reviews I read, nobody's complaining about it too much at this $30 price point. But it does come with a little pocket right there, and in here is a ferro rod right here, fire starting gizmo, that kind of a thing. Okay, we got that. And then also a diamond sharpening stone, which, actually isn't probably that bad of a deal, like I say, at this price point, So, yeah, that stuff comes with, too. Pardon me for a minute here while I get all this stuff put back together here, because I'm famous for dropping and fumbling stuff and making a fool out of myself, Okay, let me get this stuff in here. Okay. Also, while I'm thinking about it, this particular piece here, it's got a Velcro deal like this, so you don't have to take your belt off. You can, just slip it through your belt that way, and Velcro yourself up and put the knife on, And it's got strap right here for leggings, to wrap around your leg if you're in, if you like that sort of thing. And like I say, nothing too awful fancy here, though. This is adjustable, this buckle right here. I mean, this snap. It's adjustable, believe it or not. So, yeah. In fact, I was sitting here adjusting it a few minutes ago before I turned the camera on. And right here, I'll just say this right off the get-go before I forget. This is a nice lanyard I got off of Etsy, ETSY. And you can get these from a fellow by the name of Angel. And he runs an outfit called ELE. And I always keep forgetting to say what ELE stands for. It stands for Extinction Level Event. Nice guy to do business with. Real nice fellow. He makes some really nice paracord objects. But anyway, let me get this knife out of here real quick and get on with this. Like I say, there's 3 different styles, 3 different kinds of these knives, but they're all in the same family, okay? $30 shipped to the door, like I say. Okay, starting right out here, the spine on this knife right here is right around 1/4 of an inch. This is a heavy piece, okay? The grind on this guy, I do believe right in here is a hollow grind. That's what it looks like to me anyway. Okay, and the shape of this knife, it's got kind of a drop point, clip point, whatever you want to call this thing, you know. The choil, it's got a very small choil here. I don't know what the whole idea behind that was. Okay, these sides, these scales right here, this is a material called TPE. See, that stands for thermoplastic elastomers. Thermoplastic elastomer. Okay, let me show you that. It's kind of a rubbery material. Grip is real nice on this. I can't really complain about that. And if you can see right here, they've got the choiling, but it's built in, or not choiling, the jimping, and it's built right into the top of the handle. How well that's going to work out, I have no idea. And same with this right here. You got jimping right down here at the bottom of the handle, you know, but it feels okay to me. You understand what I'm saying, you know? But personally myself, I think they should have had that jimping right up in here. And of course, you can see the name on this right there. It's a Schrade. And this steel on this piece right here, I'm pretty sure, I don't think I'm wrong on this, but I think it's 1095 high carbon. Okay, and of course it's coated so that the blade doesn't rust. Let me see here. I forget how much this knife weighs. It doesn't really matter, but it is a heavy piece. But the handle here total from end to end is 5 1/4 inches long, almost 5.5 inches long. And the blade right in here for where the choiling's at, blade's about 6 1/4 inches long, something like that. Okay, like I say, this is a kind of a heavy knife, built for, you know, bush crapping and batoning and all that kind of stuff. But you know, most of the reports that I've read, the reviews I've read, people aren't griping about this thing too awful much, you know. And so there you are. But this is the point to my video. This is a new Schrade. Now I'm going to show you a Schrade that's 50 years old. This right here, this particular piece here has no bragging rights whatsoever. It's brand new into my house, but this guy right here I'm fixing to show you has got a lot of bragging rights. It's just that simple. Now this, okay, let me get this. I gotta change this. I'm always threatening to change my camera angle because I can never, I'm always getting out of frame, if you know what I mean. Okay, here's a 50-year-old Schrade. Don't laugh too much because it's a funny looking knife, but this knife here has done a lot of work. Okay, right off the get-go here, this sheath. Let's just talk about the sheath for a while. The sheath fell all apart. This was way back in the day when, you know, I didn't have a lot of money. I was raising a family and whatnot have you. So I just took some old salmon twine and sewed this thing right back up again, you know. That's a fact. And right here, I put a little Velcro to help this knife, you know, stay in its old wore out sheath, you know. Put that Velcro in there myself. And then right here, I know this is going to seem awful funny, but this is my lanyard that I had on here for years. It's just a piece of, I don't even know what it is, nylon, boot, strap, something, and this is all it is. But I just leave it on there to remind me of this 50-year-old knife. And how I came about this raid, just prior to me getting married to Penny, one Christmas time, her dad gave me this because it was my birthday. My birthday's on the 23rd of December, and so Penny and I have been married for 47 years, so there you go. I figured this knife sat in the store for a while before her dad came along and bought it, but it was her dad that bought this knife for me way back in the 70s, and this thing has been on a lot of hunting trips. I mean, look at that patina, or whatever they call it, on that blade, and this knife right here, I bet I butchered at least I'm going to say at least 30, 35 deer with this knife right here. And some elk too. Now this handle right here, as near as I can figure, and don't ask me what the name of this knife is either. I don't know. But I am going to show you some. But anyway, getting on to what I was going to say here. This material right here is Delrin. I do believe it's not real bone. It's plastic or whatever have you. But it's never broke on me or done anything weird. But here's something I'm going to show you that other knife just absolutely doesn't have. Let me see if I can get this. It's going to say Schrade USA. See that? 172S. That other knife that I was showing you, made in China, guaranteed. This is what they call a Schrade Walden USA knife. You know, it's about as old as, well, it's the oldest knife I have. I don't think there's any other stuff on here except for that, patina, the natural aging of the steel and whatnot have you. And I do not know what the name of this knife is either. It's just been too many years. I don't have the original, packaging around or anything like that. But here you go. That's the deal, Let me pop this out again. Here we go. And I would imagine my father-in-law paid about $30-40 for this way back in the day, But this is the deal. Here's a modern Schrade, if you will. And I'm glad I got that name right there. And this is one that's 50 years old. Now, I can't brag on this knife right here because it doesn't have 50 years on it, But this guy right here, doggone, well, not... It doesn't have quite 50 years of field use, but it's got a lot. 40 some odd anyway. But there you are, and that's really all this file's about, But I'm certainly not going to start cussing this knife and saying this new one isn't as good as this old one, but this has been a trusty old knife. Me and this knife have walked many, many a mile. We've tracked a lot of elk. We've a lot of mule deer and all that stuff together, This is just part of me, part of my life, so to speak. And this fella here is just a newcomer into the family. Okay, well, that's all. I just had that little bit of a comparison to do there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this little clip. We shall see you on down the trail. Take care of yourself. Be careful out there and all that good stuff. And I'm up here on 13 ridiculous minutes. But that's okay. We'll get over it, Adios, my friends.